Hearing about your mom, like, I can't help but ask if you had experiences when you were a kid of your mom doing things that made you feel like the town was talking about you.
Of course.
Really?
When you have a, and I'm sure they were. You know, I don't think it was a fantasy. I'm sure they were, because my mother had a nervous breakdown right after I was born. This is a small town, and was sent off to a place up in the mountains.
Oh, really?
And she had shock treatments. So I was an infant when this happened. When that happened.
So you didn't have...
They said she was schizophrenic. Now, I don't really know that she was schizophrenic. I love psychology. I love reading about psychology and studying it, because I think it's so close to being an actor. And it's all a part of the same, kind of the same thing, understanding why people think the way they think, why they act the way they act. Anyway, this poor woman comes back after having shock treatments to 4 children, and then not shortly thereafter, my dad cheated on her. And I'm sure, people had to know that, because people know everything in small towns. You can't breathe. And on top of it, what they know, they elaborate on. So God only knows what they said about her.
Yeah.
And it was hard to bring people home because of her behavior. And I'm surprised I survived. I used to put out cigarettes every night because she would smoke. She would smoke. She would sit in the living room in the den without the lights on, and linoleum floor. There were burnt marks all in the floor, holes in the couch. So I would get up at night and come in and be sure the cigarettes were out. And there would be like cigarette ashtray, and the cigarettes, several cigarettes with the whole ashes,
Oh, yeah.
But I loved her too, so there wasn't that. I'm a complete codependent, by the way.
Well, I was curious about going through what you went through with your mom and then having kids. Did it really make you reflect on your own childhood to have kids and the way you wanted to raise them? And
my sisters and I have talked about how having our children was cathartic and healing ourselves, because it gave us an opportunity to do everything that we wish our parents had done for us.
Right.
But there's still some, we can just keep correcting, I think. They can move it forward for whatever my failings were.
I think the hardest thing about being a parent is forgiving yourself and going, you know what? I'm doing pretty good given the circumstances.
One of the most poignant advice I ever got from a therapist he said, if you do not forgive yourself, you will teach your children that they cannot make mistakes.